it's badly affected, that's when it's most like they call them amplifier trees. So like the ones that are very affected with lots of bugs in them. Like you want to get those out before they die or before they release more of the beetles. We cut out about like 14 trees last year.
They were dead?
Dead or close to dead.
So at that point the tree's dead and you're just trying to contain the spread, right?
Yeah. I wanted to find other methods that I can use that you don't have to be a certified pesticide applicator for, that anyone can do. So, on a small scale at least, we can use some other solutions, like I'm experimenting with the lime wash. Lime wash has long histories of being used on trees for different kinds of beetles, different kinds of boring beetles on fruit trees and street trees. Also, earthen plaster, which is instead of lime, it's clay, sand, and straw, or manure instead of straw. Right around now is when they emerge as adults out of the bark of the oak trees. So June, July
is when they emerge.
Into later in summer, I think, as well. They fly around. At that time, they're not in the trunk of the tree, and then they start laying their eggs later summer, fall, in the bark. And the larvae are actually in the tree, in the bark. And they live there through the fall and winter, into the spring, and eat around the cambium layer in the tree, and that's what affects the tree. The pupa matures into adult, and they hatch out and eat their way out and make a little hole.
So the cambium layer is where the tree circulates all of its like nutrients and shit?
Yeah, nutrients and shit.
And so by disrupting that, that's what does the damage.
Yeah. In the life cycle of the beetle, you can look at what places in the life cycle could you get in and disrupt the cycle. So there's entering the tree, exiting the tree, there's when they're adults, there's when they're in the tree. So the systemic pesticides affect the beetles when they're in the tree, eating their way through the bark. The bark will have the systemic pesticide in it. So mainly I looked at beetles exiting and entering. So I thought, okay, how about some physical barriers? So the plaster layer, I've been putting on just like a 1/4 to 1/2 inch layer of the earthen plaster, and last year I did just a little bit on a tree and peeled that off like a shell at the end of the season, and could see that there were indeed a bunch of dead beetles that had tried to eat their way out and got stuck. So we are going to work on some of that plaster today.